All right, guys, listen, part 4, the chop. Okay, we are chop mode. How did we identify it? Well, we dropped down under the middle, upper VWAP. We came to 200. We broke up here. Time of day is 11:54. We are in the chop zone, guys. Okay, I am on the demo account because I don't like to trade the chop. But if you did trade the chop, and you have a huge margin, these are the things that you can do in the chop zone, guys. Okay, uh, this is one of my support levels. Okay, we are in the chop, and then I have another support level down here. Okay, guys, we do have a fairly decent range today. So chop zones are larger when you have bigger ranges, and chop zones are smaller when you have smaller ranges for the for the days. Okay, typically when you're in between the yellow and the purple EMA, the yellow's 200 EMA, we're on the 1 minute. This is your chop zone. Okay, so you're gonna chop, 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 chop. Okay, and then if we don't hold the this zone right here, then the chop can continue into this zone right here, guys. Okay, so chop, 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 chop. We are chopping. However, when you are in a true chop, you do like to stay in between these two zones, and or if the 200 EMA was closer to the middle VWAP, okay, then it would like to stay in between here and chop around, guys. Okay, but right now this is chop mania, and this is how you can trade chop. Obviously not with 10 contracts. If I mean, unless you have $1 million in margin or whatever, but you just micro trade in this zone here, guys. That's it. You're trading in this little range, this little choppy zone here. Okay, so we're gonna let this one play out. Okay, and we're gonna get chopified, guys. Chop. Okay, this is it. We're gonna chop, chop, chop. That's it. We're in chop. Okay, so algos are resetting. This is an accumulation phase where smart money, big money, hedge funds, algos, whatever, they're going to accumulate in this zone. Okay, we may have a little bit of overextension, here and there throughout this chop because we have such a huge range today, guys. Look, we started at 25,838 and to 106. So we're looking at how many points is that? It's like 400 or so points. So it's bigger than normal, okay, of a range. And this is our chop zone, guys. Chop, 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 chop. Okay, you're not going to get, big one directional moves. You're just going to get this chop in here, guys. Okay, so keep that in mind when trading during this time of day. Know that everything is just choppy, no big moves, chopping people up, chopping around, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you just want to trade in between, these lines. And like I said, if we drop a little bit lower than, into here or whatever. Okay, so chopperoni, don't get chopped up. All right, we'll check back, guys. We'll check back here soon. Let me wait a couple minutes just to see if we can get this chop trade completed here, guys. Okay, this is how the video will be: how not to get chopped up, how to control the choppiness, how to trade the chop, how to know when you hit chop. Okay, because you enter into this zone right here. This is chop. Time of day, 11 o'clock Central Time. chop, 11:30 Central Time, chop, okay? You got an hour or two worth of chop. You're going to just play around in here, okay, all day until you get enough accumulation and either the bulls or the bears take control and run it back upward, or they break this zone here, 25,000 or 26,033, which is our 6 o'clock candle. And if we break this zone, guys, guess what? All the way down, most likely into this zone, okay? So that's how not to get chopped up. We are in the chop zone here, guys. That's why I'm on my demo account. I normally don't trade chop. Sometimes I'll trade a little bit of chop on my other accounts. However, I just want to show you guys how to identify it. People aren't teaching this on the internet. Okay, I have an edge. Okay, God has given me an edge. Thank you, Jesus. Glory to God, not me, but Him. But this is what I've noticed over the many years of trading is this is the chop zone, guys. Okay, we've entered the chopper zone. Okay, so I will make another video to show the continuation of how this chop is going to play out, ladies and gentlemen. But first, I want to make sure I cash out in the green for everybody before I exit out this video. Okay, I ain't gonna let this little candle scare me right here. In fact, let me delete all these because one, I'm on a demo, but two, this is chop zone, guys. Okay, we're at the bottom of this little liquidity zone, or bottom of this little baby range here. Lately, usually you kind of hold right here and pop up, but lately it has been coming down a little bit lower. However, uh, we will come back up into here and get this little chop right here, and I can take profit on this, okay? But this is chop. We're not going to get a big move all the way down under here. We're just not, okay? We're going to stay above here no matter what. Most likely, we're going to, if anything, hold right here at the bottom of this bar right here. This will be the lowest we will get right now in this particular situation before we pop back up. So let's test it. Let's test my theory. Okay, if you don't pop up right now. Okay, guys. So chop or chop. Again, the chop is a little bigger because of the range. Okay, guys. But that's it. You're just okay. It went slightly. It went slightly past it. Okay, slightly past. How many points past? 44 to 37. Not too many points past. And then from here, guys, what happens? All the way back up. All the way back up. Chop season. This is chop season, guys. Chop or dop. Don't get scared. On the first retest to this zone, don't get scared. 70 to 80% of the time on the first retest into this zone and your 6 o'clock area, 70, 80% of the time, you are not going to just keep flushing here, okay? There are times where you can keep flushing, okay? However, today's just not the day, guys, okay? Today's not the day. So I was a little bit off. Usually it likes to hold right here at this bar, guys, okay? However, we didn't drop underneath 6 o'clock, okay? And you do have this bar and this bar down here, okay? So keep that in mind. It kind of split the difference a little bit, okay? So those are ways to gauge and look at, the market, the way to identify the chop, okay? And how to trade the chop. But right now, we're just not going to get huge 100-point moves in this scenario. You're just not going to get it, okay? 20% of the time, we could if you break under here, you have to break under here, under this zone right here, in order for the continuation to keep going. Okay, guys. And yes, this looks super bearish right now, but like I said, I'm pretty much 80% sure we're going to pop back up into here. Okay. Most likely, come kiss this purple VWAP. Okay. So I can even put one like right around here. Okay. Especially now since we just dropped so low. Um, Lower than I anticipated, then you'll come back up and get a little bit higher than we anticipate. And so I'm going to let this trade play out. Oh, another thing you can do when trading this. So since it did go a little far out, you can do something like this. Okay. And then we can sell some cons right here, buy back lower for the push up into here, and if we are going to continue downward, then we have to get under this zone right here, guys. So if you're trading and say you are trading this, these are things to know. Like, don't be scared. Don't think like, oh, it's just going to keep flushing all the way down. No, as long as you got the margin to hold into this zone right here, okay, you're good. If you don't, okay, or say you have 3 contracts, cut 2, and if you're getting a little worried, maybe buy one right here, one right here. Okay, but if you got the margin, you ain't gonna blow an account or whatever, then don't worry about it, because we ain't going past here, guys, for sure. Okay, and obviously I got the margin right now. I built it up. I let this thing run on my demo. Okay. If you watched my earlier video, I let y'all know every time when we make this 6 o'clock candle right over here. Okay. 6 a.m. candle, we always separate from it. So price always likes to separate from it. You either go up or you go down. Today we went up all the way to about 10:19 a.m. Okay. Perfect time for the reversal. 10:19. Boom. Okay, so now look, now we're just building right here, and then it's gonna go right up here. Why? Because we are in the chop zone, okay? And because the range is bigger today, chop zone is typically in between here. If not, then it can, come in between, this zone, the VWAP. But since we have the 6 o'clock candle right here, then it should hold tight right about here and split the difference between this and this, okay? If not, power up right about here. It should, okay, guys? However, the market does switch things up a little bit, daily. And, sometimes it will just fire up here. Sometimes it will bounce up into here. Worst case, if you're in a long, it comes to this blue point. Okay, that's the very worst case before you get that pop up. Okay, but then if we come all the way down here so fast, so quickly in this chop, guess what happens? You'll really probably fly up into here. Okay, because it's always up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, the bigger the move, the bigger the down. Okay, the bigger the move, the bigger, the down. Okay, the bigger the up, the bigger the down, the bigger the down, the bigger the up. Okay, it's always rebalancing itself, guys. So don't get chopped up, don't get scared. Know how the market moves, understand market movement, market structure, market zones, key levels, point of interest. Understand this right here, middle VWAP, the holy grail of the holy grail of the holy grail. Okay, I'm gonna let this play out. Okay, I want to show you guys, when you're trading chop, when you're trading this, don't be scared about the chop. Okay, don't let the chop you out. Don't sell out of your positions if you haven't broke, key levels. Okay, don't do that. Okay, look, see, does the same thing over. But see, everyone got so scared right here when it came down. Oh, it's gonna just keep going. It's never gonna stop. What do I do here? And then they sell right here, panic. This is panic sell right here. But look, you're above the 6 o'clock. Strong key level. I mean, this is like a cement floor right here, guys. Now, understand this. We came almost down to the cement floor, but didn't. We come down. Most likely we'll get a bounce right here. But on the second come down, okay, by the second or third come down, if you don't bounce and start bouncing up by the second or third, just know by the third, shoot, you're probably gonna flush through, or the fourth or whatever. If you keep coming down here, you're gonna eventually keep going lower. Okay, just know that. Okay, and then you also would be making a lower low. So a lower low here, or sorry, a lower low here, a lower low here, a lower low here, a lower low here, and then you start to um, market shift downward, guys. But as of right now, we're still bullish. As long as we're above here, we're bullish. As long as we're above middle VWAP, we're bullish. Okay. It's not until we break under here I start thinking, okay, we could be bearish. So you break under here, you come up, you reject into this area, and then you come down, boom, bearish now. Okay. Okay, so this is what you can do in this situation, just so we're trading it together. And you can see, look, I can add one here, I can add more 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 here. Okay, and then we're going to get this kind of pop back up there, okay? And let's let this play out. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe get come a little lower here. Come on. And now we're going to get the real pop. The real pop. Let's get a real pop. Let's get a real pop. And this is how you trade the chop. Okay, you're in and out on the pops. Okay, but it's not done popping yet. I tell you that I can assure you that, guys. I can assure you that it's not done popping. Okay, it's got a little bit more pop in there. It's got a little bit more popper dop in there, guys. Okay, so let's get that pop. Let's get that pop. The market always has to balance itself out, guys. Look, you see how this is just balanced? Boom, boom. See how this is balanced? Boom, a little lower here. Okay, and then boom, a little more lower, then boom, balance it out right here. And a little lower, boom, balance it out right there. Okay, and then look, we came lower, came to our zone, into here, into liquidity. Got a lot of buyers right here. See this wick down so fast and shot right back up because there was a lot of buyers right here, a lot, because it went right back up. It just pushed it up so quickly. So when you see wicks like this, okay, when you see wicks like this, you know, oh, there's a lot of buyers right here. It wicked back up so quick it couldn't even hold price. Okay, so that's what happened there. Look, we're at our 50. You can take profit. Okay, you can buy some more right here. And this is just trading the chop, guys. Trading the chop. Okay. This is how you trade the chop. Okay, now if we get a hard rejection right here and we don't crack through, then this could be the stopping point. But I think just because we came down so low right here, guys, we can get up into this zone before we come down, rebalance ourselves out, and then continue to chop into this zone now. Now that we're out of this zone chopping, we created a new baby range right here now. Now we can chop into this zone now. So we once were chopping into here, but now we're chopping into there. And the only way we get back up here to chop right here is if the price holds above yellow line, then we can chop like this. Okay, that's the only way that we'll start to chop into here. But Typically, normally what happens is we'll start to chop into here now. And if we don't hold support into this zone, okay, if we don't hold support into this zone, and if we drop under here and don't get back up above here quickly, then guess what? Flush all the way down, okay? But I want to say that this is a level that can potentially hold for today. Okay, and then we start to boom, 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 power back up. The only way we don't power back up today, guys, okay, is if we can't get past this level. We have to get past upper middle VWAP and hold to keep going up. If we keep rejecting around this area right here, upper middle VWAP, okay, this is the outermost VWAP. In order to keep going up, we have to not be rejecting into this zone. We have to get back up above here and then start making higher highs with these. Right now we're making lower lows, but we're going to have to find a point to where we stop here and start to turn up and start making higher lows again. Okay, guys. But that's how you trade the chop, guys. This is how you trade the chop. Okay. We traded the chop. This is the chop. We made another new chop zone right here. Okay, and that's it. That's how you do it. I normally don't, trade chop. That's why I'm on the demo. Okay. However, I do trade chop sometimes when I'm bored or I see the opportunity, and I'm like 100%. Okay. Here I was like 80%, but still a good trade to take when you're 80%, However, this is the chop. I hope that helped you. Now I'll make one more video to show how this plays out for today. But look, now this is the chop zone. Okay, so either we come down here, make a higher low and keep going up, or chop and then eventually make a move up later in the day, because we'll get one more big move, this afternoon around like 1 or 2 o'clock. Okay, hopefully. And if not, then we're going to be, hanging out in this range right here, guys, right here. But maybe we can get one more little breakout, into the 120s and get a big move, from, down here into this area. Maybe, even catch a buy right here and ride it all the way up. Who knows? Okay, but just know if we do get down here, if we come up and we reject right here, you better get out of that buy, switch to sells, and then, ride it all the way back down into here, okay, which is your first, bounce zone. Usually it will bounce a little before or a little after this zone. Okay, and if you can't hold here, then boom, into this zone and these zones and so forth. Okay, all the way down into these zones. Okay, but these lines are showing, I can delete that one now. These lines, okay, are showing you where the bounces can start to occur, and a higher point of interest of looking for entries. Okay, that's when you start looking when price gets around here. Okay, so look, we did hit a little rejection. We didn't blow all the way through yet. However, it doesn't mean that you're not going to. Usually when you get a hard, like, stop right there exactly and come down, since we cracked it a little bit, gives me, a little bit of hope that we're going to get into here before we start to come back down for this chop. So if you wanted to, on this trade, you can start to sell, okay, and then try to get some sell contracts here, guys, into here, into here, into here, and then you can keep trading this chop, okay, and then even boom. Okay, guys, so that's how you trade the chop. We are in the chop. This is chop, okay, and I'll make another video here shortly to show you how we hit this, okay? And then come back down into here to see if we're going to make a higher low or another lower low, okay? But this area needs to be retested again before anything and to complete its pattern, okay? And the only way that we're going to just keep continuing all the way up is if you hold above here, okay, and don't break underneath it. That's the only way, is if you get above here and you just hold, which I highly doubt because it's 12 o'clock. Okay, so 12 is chop, central time, chop, chop, chop. So now it's just gonna back down. I'll make another video showing how that is gonna work. All right, guys, we'll see you. Bye-bye.